simulation that follows shows the evolution of the average annual temperature of all countries of the globe. When it's blue, it's cold. When it's red, it's hot. Cooler years follow warmer years, and vice versa. This is called natural climate variability. But we see that the blue fades away to make room for more marked red. For 30 years, global warming has accelerated. Today, the climate has warmed by 1 degree C compared to the pre-industrial levels. And no doubt persists, the man is responsible for this warming, whose catastrophic impacts on society are already perceptible. Article 2 of the Paris Agreement expresses the commitment of the parties to maintain the increase in global average temperature well below 2 degrees C above pre-industrial levels, and to pursue efforts to limit increase in temperature to 1.5 degrees C, knowing that this would significantly reduce the risk and effect of climate change. Indeed, these thresholds have been discussed in terms of risks that have been quantified by the climate scientific community. The threshold of 1.5 degrees C corresponds to a reduction of 45% of CO2 emissions by 2030, and the threshold of 2 degrees C, a decrease of 20%. For example, in terms of water stress, an additional 500 million people would be at risk of water shortages. Almost 3 times more people would be affected by floods, while the fish stock would decrease considerably. In order to achieve the long-term temperature goal set out in Article 2, the parties strive in Article 4 to achieve a global peak in greenhouse gas emissions as quickly as possible, and this in order to achieve a balance between sources and sinks of anthropogenic emissions during the second half of the century. Until 1970, about 1,000 gigatons of CO2 were emitted. It doubled over the next 40 years. 2 generations of humans have doubled the CO2 concentration. Today, the emission rate is around 40 gigatons of CO2 per year. Now consider the carbon budget for the 1.5 degrees C global warming limit. Until 2011, 1,900 gigatons of CO2 were released. The right to emit up to the limit of 1.5 degrees C is 550 gigatons. At the current rate, it would be reached in 14 years. At the COP21, all nations were required to submit national contributions, or nationally determined contributions, abbreviated as NDC. NDCs are national targets for reducing greenhouse gas emissions. At present, the budget would be exceeded by 240 gigatons of CO2 in 2030. Now consider the carbon budget for the 2 degrees C global warming limit. The right to emit up to the 2 degrees C limit is 1,010 gigatons. Given the submitted NDCs, the remaining budget in 2030 would be 210 gigatons of CO2. At the current rate, it will be reached 5 years later. In summary, the NDCs would be emitted in 25 years, which is tomorrow at the time scale of public policies and energy strategies. The energy sector accounts for 35% of greenhouse gas emissions. Reducing our greenhouse gas emissions to mitigate climate change therefore necessarily means a profound transformation of the system of production and distribution of energy production and a revolution in our behavior in energy consumption. It is to meet this challenge that the Institut Polytechnique de Paris et l'École des Ponts created in June 2019 the Interdisciplinary Center Energy for Climate, E4C, by putting all of first on interdisciplinary.
Energy and climate are complex issues which require a systemic approach. The specificity of E4C is to develop an interdisciplinary research which goes beyond the scope of any single area of expertise.
At E4C, 26 laboratories are working collectively to produce this interdisciplinary research, ranging from social science to material engineering.
Ignorance is a brake on action, but action is necessary and urgent to drastically reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. Training adapted to systemic issues of climate change and energy transition is therefore necessary. The E4C Center relies on international education involving the very best teachers.
The Energy for Climate Center aims at training future and present engineers and managers to the issues of climate change and energy transition by promoting various training programs. The initial education is made by taking part in the engineering programs of partner schools and in several master degrees and PhD tracks of the Polytechnique Institute of Paris. The continuing education is realized through several executive training programs.
Our research and training is based on disruptive demonstrators, allowing us to position the center at the highest level of excellence. These are smart buildings and smart grids, which, beyond their use for research and teaching, contribute to the campus carbon neutrality plan. These are mathematical models for energy forecasting and prospective. Finally, it is a data center, the E4C Data Hub.
In the E4C Data Hub, we collect, treat, and distribute data on production and consumption, storage and price, usage type and behavior, and environment impact.
Part of this data come from our experimental platforms at different scales, from the laboratory and control scale up to the smart building and the campus scale in real-life conditions.
In view of the climatic emergency, our researchers are collaborating with public and private actors so that the transfer time of innovations from research laboratories and those who will be able to deploy them is as short as possible.
The transformation of how we produce and use energy, the core topic of the Energy for Climate Center, is one of the major challenges for our societies today and in the years and decades to come. The teaching and research of the center is therefore in direct contact with society. The objective is to produce insights for public debates, public policies, and public and private decisions today that will shape our common energy and climate future.
The E4C Center aims to conduct its research in an inclusive partnership approach to accelerate the transformation of our society for climate change mitigation in the energy sector. Therefore, private partners will play a key role contributing to the deployment of technological solutions developed in the E4C Center. This partnership approach is naturally exposed to ethical issues. That's why it's framed by an E4C partnership charter to guarantee the teaching and research independence.